It happens so often that people have fantastic ideas that bring 0 marks in IAS 36 impairment questions. When you explain something, you need to take a piece from the scenario, you need to explain what it means, and only later give the conclusion to the accounting treatment. So you can't say that extreme weather conditions are an indicator of impairment. Because if you are going to open IAS 36 standard, there is no such thing that is listed there as extreme weather conditions. What you could have said the way that you need to explain is by the reference to whatever we basically have in the slides for this standard. So, fair value less cost to sell and value in use. Let me give you an example. So, with the extreme weather conditions, property plant equipment may not be used for as many years as originally planned. So, the number of cash flows, of annual cash flows, will be reduced. That will decrease value in use and as such is an indicator of impairment. See, that is how we get a mark. Now, sometimes you put lots of ideas in a single sentence and this doesn't bring you any mark. So, for example, when we are saying something like that, so extreme weather conditions, changes in regulations, and so on are going to be impairment indicators. Now, you need to explain it in a different way. Before, we talked about the number of years. What else can we say? We can say about annual revenue. So, for example, because of the extreme weather conditions, the revenue that the company may receive will be reduced, and that means that the value in use is going to decrease as well, and this is an indicator of impairment. Or we can talk about cost increase. So we can say because of the extreme weather conditions, the cost of maintenance is going to be increased, and that will reduce the net annual cash flows and as such value in use, and that is an indicator of impairment. Similarly, when we have a forklift that crashed into the wall, we don't say that this is an indicator of impairment. We explain why. So, for example, if the company decides to sell it, it will have to give a hefty discount. That will decrease fair value less cost to sell, and that is an indicator of impairment. And that is how you get marks in this very standard. So don't miss the step when you explain whether it's the decrease of value in use or fair value less cost to sell, and then say that this is an indicator of impairment. And subscribe in order to see the next episode to be released. Bye!